Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Robert Finn. I'm a chiropractic neurologist at the Newcastle Chiropractic Clinic. Now I wanted to speak to you today about eating well and living well. It's a part of a series of 3 talks which is focusing on stress. You may not always think about it, but actually what you eat does affect what levels of stress you have. If you eat healthier, you will tend to have less stress. More unhealthy, then obviously puts more stress on your system. Okay, so if we look here, the sources of stress, one is toxins, which is what you eat. Second one is thoughts, what you think. And the third one is traumas, and that affects the structure of your spine, and that can cause stress on your body as well. So toxins is what we're going to deal with today. So looking at the workplace, there's 2 main reasons for missing time from work. The first one is mental health, which is depression, anxiety, emotional difficulties. And the second one is musculoskeletal complaints, back, neck and joint pain. When you think about it, being sick, sickness is part of health, because sickness is really your body fighting off something that's coming in from outside, that's taking you away from a balanced state where you're in good health. So you can look at it that you're doing sick, as in you're actually being sick, or you can look at it a different way and think, well, actually my body is fighting it off, so it's a healthy sign that we're functioning well. Okay, so also the more energy you have as a result of eating healthier, then the more you can fight off sickness. So although you may get sick, your recovery is better, your body's stronger, and you can cope with it better. So you don't get sick, I say you do sick. Okay, so the better your nutrition is, the better your recovery. So this is the old paradigm, the conventional medical definition of health. So really it's looking at it being the absence of any diagnosable disease or condition, and where symptoms, lab markers do not fall within any diagnostic criteria. And so you can be healthy using this paradigm, but you can still feel sluggish, tired and run down. And in terms of treatment, you're suppressing the symptoms and hoping they disappear, but really you're not helping yourself to stay in a good state of health. So this is the other way of looking at it, where the symptoms really are the tip of the iceberg, and a lot of the time it means there's an underlying problem under the surface which is causing you not to function at your optimum. And if we look at this definition, this is a functional medicine perspective, where we're looking at the optimal functioning on all levels: physical, psychological, emotional, and that's really what we're trying to achieve. The symptoms indicate dysfunction on some level, okay, which can lead to disease later on. So really we look at this part, the root causes, to investigate symptoms and to dig out underlying root causes and address the imbalances at the root level of the symptoms, and then to restore to optimum function. So here you can have diseases, diabetes, cancer, arthritis, fibromyalgia. If you look at the underlying cause, it can be as much as mitochondrial dysfunction, immune imbalances, structural imbalances, inflammatory imbalances. So there's lots of things going on in the body which can then show itself as diseases. But obviously the more you can get balanced nutrition, then the more these aspects can work better, and there's less chance of you getting into a disease state. So poor nutrition, so the symptoms of poor nutrition, I'm sure we've all had some of them before. You can have exhaustion, cold, flu obviously is particularly pertinent at the moment, headaches, digestive problems, weight gain, irritability, pain, anxiety and depression. So there's a whole series of things that can be caused purely by not eating the right foods or not eating enough of them. So if we look at the wellness paradigm, so this is a sort of the neutral point, and the aim really is to stay this side, okay, where you're going to be healthy. The more you move this way, the healthier you are. The more you move that side, the less healthy you are, and you get signs, symptoms, disability. ultimately you get premature death, okay, because your body's under more and more stress. Chronic stress causes chronic illnesses. So the aim here is to be aware of what you can do to help yourself through an education and then growth, so you help yourself to become more healthy ultimately. Okay, so if we look at the sources of stress, and we look at toxins, and we think, what is a healthy diet? Well, if we look at traditional diets versus Western diets, and Western diets are high in refined sugars, starches, breads and grains. They're also low in nutrients, so the processing actually depletes the foods of nutrients, and they're also low in natural fats, and industrial vegetable and seed oils are high in that. They're high in artificial colourings, preservatives and additives, and also you have the toxic pesticides and herbicides from modern day agriculture, which obviously in the modern diet is not a healthy situation. So if we look how our population is on the Western diet, then 1 in 4 adults are clinically obese, 1 in 5 suffer from an autoimmune condition, and 1 in 2 will be diagnosed with some form of cancer in their lifetime, and 1 in 17 have diabetes. Most health conditions are on the rise, and as life expectancy has risen, but the downside is that time spent ill has also risen. So it's not people living longer but not actually being healthier. So if we look at the different models of diet, you've got a Paleolithic diet, you've got low fat diets, low carb, vegan, vegetarian. So there's various different ones. Paleolithic diet is more how we used to eat, so a lot of people think that that's a more beneficial way of eating. But there's also the vegetarian, and there's also the Mediterranean way of eating, which is higher in carbohydrates, but also they eat a lot of fish, vegetables, but also everything's not as processed. That's the good thing, it's not as processed as a lot of Western diets. So we look at the blood sugar control, and we look here, this is what a lot of people have for breakfast, cereal or toast for breakfast, and this is the red line. So basically, with this, you end up on a bit of a roller coaster ride in terms of your sugar levels and your cortisol levels. So you can get energy from it straight away, but you get the dip, you get back up again, dip, so you're up and down all day long. And for your adrenals, that's exhausting it. And this one here is when you have the green for well-balanced diet, so you're up and down, but it's not putting as much stress on your system. So this is sort of a slower burner, if you like. This is almost a bit like putting petrol on the fire. You get a quick boost, then it goes again. Okay, so we're better, the more healthy we eat, less processed foods, less sugar, the more we stay in a more steady state throughout the day. Our energy levels are better as a result. If we look at the gut-brain axis, this directly relates to how what we eat affects our brain function. So in terms of our gut function, obviously what we eat affects how well our gut functions, and if we're eating more processed foods, then our gut doesn't function as well, and this has a direct effect on how well your brain functions. Okay? So it's been shown that what we eat can affect things like dementia, also ADHD with children. So modifying what you eat and sometimes going to a functional nutritionist can help with your gut function, but also brain function as well. So if we look at eating for recovery, so you never go hungry. The battle is won at the supermarket checkout. So if you shop and you're ideally not hungry, or say if you're shopping you're hungry, you tend to make bad choices. But if you're shopping and you're not hungry, then you tend to make healthier choices. So really it's what you buy when you go shopping which is a critical thing. Don't drink your calories. Obviously sugary foods aren't good for you. Sugary drinks, aren't good for you. Avoid the white stuff, the flour, and fill yourself with healthy foods. So, continuing on, eating healthily, you can have unlimited vegetables, green, colourful vegetables. You can eat as much as you want of those. Eat plenty of lean cuts of natural meats, fish and eggs. Some fruits and nuts and seeds. Obviously, the big no-no is refined carbohydrates and sugars. So let's see. Oh yes. So we look at replacing unhealthy oils with butter, animal fats, olive oil, and coconut oil. Coconut oil is good for frying because it's shown to be the most stable oil if you're actually frying food. You have lower starchy carbohydrates, bread, rice, pasta, corn, cereals and grains. So lower those. Obviously, like I said before, the Mediterranean diet does have higher amounts of carbohydrates, and some people say that that's still a good diet, but ideally try and reduce the amount of carbohydrates you eat. And then obviously the additives, watch out for additives, that's one of the big problems. Right, so supplementation, so probiotics is always a good one for gut function and for repopulating the flora. Vitamin D is good for the immune system function. There's been a lot of evidence showing that can reduce the rate of all cancers. Olive oil leaf extract is another good one. Chlorophyll for iron, then obviously fish oil is another good one to take as well. So that completes the first lot of our talks on stress, and that one focused obviously on what you eat and the toxins you put into your body and ways in which to reduce it. So the next talk I'm going to do is going to be on thoughts. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you next time.